guys, Ilfa here. Welcome back to my channel. I've been kind of like thinking over, should I do this video or not? It's really wrong. Like, I feel bad that I did this. This is like one of the situations I regret that I did this. Partly because just broke my little watch thing. Anyways, this is a situation that I regret that I did, partly because nothing changed after I did it, and just the person's condition to who I did it to. So, just to let you know, I'm going to give you a backstory first before I tell you the story, so that way you can understand partly why I don't feel bad for doing it to this person, and then also so you can just understand like why this happened. Is I got into a fight with a handicapped person who was stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, and I slammed a bicycle on top of him while he was in the ditch without his wheelchair. This happened like, I'm 21 now, so this happened like maybe 6 years ago. I don't exactly remember what age I was, like probably 15, 16 when this happened. So yeah, I was a straight hothead back then. The background about him is I guess because he was in a wheelchair, he was basically like, he didn't really come outside a lot. He was prone to being inside the house all the time because he couldn't really hang out with people, because a lot of people walked around. In our neighborhood, we didn't exactly stay on our streets. We had friends like everywhere, so we would walk to our friends. It was only me and my friend who lived on, I didn't live on the street. I walked from my street to her street to hang out with her. So he lived on her street. So I keep like messing up the background. Like, I keep getting into the story, but I want to give you the background about him before that, so you can kind of understand why this happened. So let me just go ahead and put this out there. He was a womanizer. He was like, he really liked my friend. I'm gonna call her Anna. She told me some things that he sent to her that's not okay. And then also there are some things like that he's done to her that's not okay. So when she told me those things, I was like, oh hell no, like, you need to stop hanging out with him. Like, I understand you feel sorry for him because he doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have like anybody to really hang out with, but it's like, no, you need to end that real quick. You need to tell somebody or end that real quick. So that's how I felt about him. Like, you need to stop touching her like that. She's not your girlfriend, you know. Which, by the way, she had a boyfriend at this time while she was hanging out with him, and he was touching her. If her boyfriend found out, he would have flipped, and that's probably why she didn't tell him. Let's just go ahead and get into the story. He's a womanizer. He likes to touch girls. He doesn't understand the word no. So that's why I beat him up, you know. So one day, me, her, and him were outside. We were all just hanging out. Like, I could be cordial, but I still don't like you. So I was being cordial that day. But yes, we were at his house. Like, he has a swing set, and they would just go over there, sit on the swing and shit like that. And I would just sit on I had my bike at the time. No, I didn't. Did I have my bike? I don't know what I was doing. He literally kept grabbing her, like touching her and stuff like that, touching her body and shit like that. And he would try to like grab her and pull her onto his lap. Anna was like, stop touching me. Like, I just want to sit here. Like, I don't want you to touch me. It's cool, we can talk and all that kind of stuff, but I don't want you to touch me. And he was just like,
what? What's wrong? I'm just playing. Like, don't take me seriously. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
And he still kept doing it. So finally, Anna just was like, I'm done. Like, stop. I'm going home. Don't touch me. So she finally got up. I didn't say anything then at the time. Like, I was just like, hi, that's what you, like, in my head I was just like, how does you get? Like, you need to stop. Like, you creepy as shit. So we started heading back to her house, which was just up the street. He was following behind us in his wheelchair, still following her. And she was like,
stop. Go back home. Go back home. I don't want you to follow me back home. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm done with you. Stop. Go back home.
I'm gonna just say his name's Jonathan. So she was telling Jonathan to go back home. He still wouldn't listen. He was like behind us, like trying to get her to come back. Like, I'm sorry. Look, I'll buy you something. That was his thing. He will always buy Anna something. Finally, I get enough of it. I'm tired. I'm like, go back home. She doesn't want to talk to you. Why do you keep following her? Go back home. He goes off on me like,
bitch, shut the fuck up. Nobody was talking to you.
Then I go back over and like, bitch, do something then. Shut the fuck up. She don't want you. She don't want your ugly ass. Take your ass back home. You keep fucking touching her and she don't fucking like that shit. I don't remember who threw the first hit, but the next thing I know, we're like going hard on each other. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, there was a bike. Yeah, okay, I got it now. So yeah, there was a bike. I was sitting on the bike and I was just like, back to Ches's house. I was just like standing beside the bike, walking it back up to her house. So yeah, there was a bike. So finally, what did I do? Yeah, I didn't throw the bike down, but I just kind of like let the bike drop, and then I started going off of him. I don't know what happens. Oh wait, no, he grabs me, throws me down on the ground. Like, we're on the road first, so he throws me down on the ground. He's punching me and shit like that. So finally, I grab him, I throw his ass off of me, get on top of him, start punching him. We roll into the ditch. We're all dirty and muddy. Like, it had just rained yesterday or so we're muddy as shit. So we're like going hard, punching at each other like, you a little bitch, stop talking to my friend. I will knock your ass out. I guess in this moment, because I was just angry and I didn't like him, I guess at that moment I just blacked out because I don't remember anything else. I don't remember getting up and grabbing the bike. I just remember having that bike over my head. And mind you, this is not no kid's bike. This is not no dirt bike. This is an adult bike. I grabbed that shit, picked it over my head, and I threw that shit on top of his ass. And I started walking again, and then all of a sudden, like, I feel like this like sadness come over me, and I feel like really fucking sad for doing this. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go back, help him get that bike off of him, apologize. So that's what I did. I went back, got the bike, moved it off him. Then the next thing I know, this nigga grabs me again, starts pounding on me. We're in the ditch again, like fighting and shit like that. I get back on top of this nigga, start pounding him in the face again. And then the next thing I know, I saw somebody else saying,
get off him, get off him.
And then I get snatched off. Like, I am pulled from this nigga. I fall on the ground. He's like, you're going, like, this, some other random dude just comes into the scene. He's like,
you're going to hell, little girl. You're going to hell. Like, go home, go home.
So I'm just like, that's like the moment of what just happened just like hit me. I'm like, I mean, I just beat up this handicapped dude. Like, oh my God. So, excuse me, Lord. So we're walking back to her house. I'm bawling. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like crying so bad. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did this. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I go into the bathroom, Anna goes in with me, and she's just like,
it's okay, calm down, girl.
I'm just like, no, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. The devil is gonna have me. I'm going to hell. It's just like, just
pray to God, just ask him to forgive you, and it'll be okay, it'll be okay.
So finally I calm down. I'm like breathing, I'm like, okay. I asked, like, I'm like, I gotta apologize. I gotta say I'm sorry. I asked Anna to call Marcus. Is that the name I gave him? I asked Anna to call Marcus, and Marcus doesn't pick up. His mom does. I'm like, hello, can I speak to Marcus? She's like, who is this? I say my name. She's like,
how dare him touch my son? He's in a f***ing wheelchair.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like, I don't know what happened. I just went off. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to beat up your son like that, all that kind of stuff. The realization in the end is, I just beat up this handicapped boy and I threw a bike on top of him. Like, I was angry. Like, I just went nuts. I went Godzilla on his ass. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, it was seriously, like, I just blacked out. I don't know how I got to the bike or anything like that. Back in the bathroom with me and Anna, I got off the phone with her because I was like done with her yelling in my ear. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so in trouble. My mom, my dad's gonna find out, all that kind of stuff. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know, like, I'm freaking out. You know how every time you freak out and something really bad just happens and you're just like, so my camera cut out, I don't know where I was at. You start praying and you're like, I'm going to church. Like, I'm so sorry, Jesus. Like, I'm going to church. I'm going to church next Sunday. I'll be in the front row. Like, I'm so sorry. By the time Sunday came up, I wasn't really feeling bad by then. If he wasn't like handicapped, I could see how this would have happened anyways. Like, I can see how I would have gotten into a fight with him anyway. So I really didn't feel bad because, mind you, this boy did not act like he was handicapped. He did not act like it at all. This boy was buff as shit. Like, he worked out in his house. Like, he was buff. His muscles are probably like, this is probably his muscle relaxed. Like, that's how big his muscles were. So just think how big his muscles were when he was flexing. I don't know how I beat him up either. It was just really weird. The next day after that all had happened, I went to school. And mind you, Marcus, Anna, and I all went to the same school. Like, we're out at recess. This dude comes up to me and was like, I heard you and Marcus got into a fight. Marcus beat you up. Who beat me up? Wait. You said Marcus beat me up. Nah, nigga, that happened. No, that did not happen. We got into a fight, but I beat up Marcus. You can ask Anna, like, who was on top of who was beating up who won what. Like, no, like, don't. So he was basically going around school telling everybody that he beat me up. And it was just like, wow, okay, sad. Whatever. I just let him have it. I was like, you know what? I already feel bad enough. I'm not about to go back up to you and be like, beat up who? Whatever. You can have that. I'm done with it. I'm done. Like, look at my eye. I'm done with the situation. Like, you can have it. By the way, I am not the only one who got into a fight with this nigga before. I'm not the only one. He's got into fights after I did with one of my exes too. So, yeah. So that was a story about when I beat up a handicapped boy, and yeah, I seriously thought I just saw somebody in the corner of my door, and I'm about to stop this video because this little room scares me. Like, I'm sorry. So I'll see you guys there. See, I thought I saw it again. Bye guys, I'm done.